The civic and media space in Nigeria has increasingly been restricted for many years. Freedom of expression, freedom of the press, freedom of thoughts, and the freedom of peaceful gathering, which are basic rights of every citizen, have also come under serious attack. To expose the abuse on freedom of speech and expression against the media, Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project SERAP launched a report titled Something to Hide: Media Freedom on the Siege in Nigeria. Our correspondent Mojisola Matomi gives the details.
In 2019, Nigeria was ranked 120 out of 180 countries on the World Press Freedom Index. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, says this is not a good record for a country where democracy is practiced. In this regard, the Human Rights Advocacy Group has launched a report titled Something to Hide: Media Freedom on the Siege in Nigeria to promote and sensitize Nigerians on the principles of human rights.
Nobody gives you your right. You fight and claim your rights. As the late fellow Nicola Vokuti said, I never want that shows human rights. He said, human rights are my property. So therefore, you can't dash me my property. Our human rights are our collective rights. And so we need to claim them without begging for them. You can't genuflect to a dictator to give you your right. If I will mash you the more and walk on your head.
The critical problem is that those professional standards that Mr. Ipu talked about, truthfulness, objectivity, balance, accuracy, if you are in doubt, leave out, those citizen journalists, they are not guided by those principles. And the more frightening development now is that you find the mainstream media even taking materials from those citizen journalists without any attribution, without any double check, to make sure that the thing is authentic.
Stakeholders also identified the need to reform the National Broadcasting Commission Code, guiding the practice of all media organizations in the country.
We must practice journalism the way it ought to be practiced today. When I was a reporter in the 70s, our editor would just come around 4 or 5 p.m. and say to the news editor, what story do you have today? He will give him a list. He will say, this one, front page lead, he marks it. This one, back page lead. This one, second lead, front page, the rest, put them inside. One man's decision is not good enough today.
There is certainly something to hide, and that's why NBC will continue to clamp down on the broadcast media. There is something certainly to hide. That's why the security operatives are always unleashed on the media. That's why Reporters Without Borders has released their World Press Freedom Index and placed Nigeria at number 120 against 180 in a democracy. We never had this experience during the military. It wasn't this bad.
We've seen the various actions of government, particularly by the National Broadcasting Commission, in the way the media has been treated over the years, and we believe that this is not in the best interest of Nigerians. While things may not look so good now, we believe that the government can do better going forward.
The media has been urged not to relent in its efforts of holding the government accountable through the dissemination of verified reports and constructive criticism. Mojisola Matomi, TV 360 Lagos.